Train yourself to the sweet Italian life. Train yourself on the best ski slopes of Trentino.
Annual Alpine Rockfest high up in the Italian Dolomites. A unique event with the primary aim to combine sport with entertainment in a vivacious and lively atmosphere to draw worldwide attention to winter sports. It's the innovation of the former US men's ski team head coach Phil McNichol and Italian entrepreneur Marco Dalla Piccola. First taking place in 2009. It brings together a remarkable blend of music, ski racing, and some of the finest skiers from the Alpine Ski World Cup. It's a unique format. It's a sprint race or a sprint giant slalom.
Invitational race. All right, this is different than anything else going in Alpine racing, and it's geared towards the best guys. But you know, it's also who they are, how fun they are, what they're doing, what the results, and we've been now 4 years proving that we can bring forward the best guys. And again, an Olympic cycle. Guys like Miller, Ligeti, Sandal from Finland, Simoncelli, Blardoni, Innerhofer, Dofer from Germany. Really top stars that are out charging every weekend, working hard. You know, we're just trying to make it fun.
Well, fun it may be, but it is one of the biggest prize purses in the history of international ski competition. Almost 3 times.
This is amazing. I think the best ski
amount of
racers
prize
of the
money
world are here.
on a World Cup tour.
Maybe the best GS racer at the moment, and he's here too.
Well, the man that everybody wants to beat is Ted Ligeti. He's in action today.
It's a fun, awesome paycheck, great Christmas present, so it's something that I would really look forward to trying to win again.
Yeah, it's really great to be here. It's it's nice to be a part of this big family. It's Ted is here, Axel is here, Philip is here, Chit is here. So many really good guys are here, and I'm really looking forward to tomorrow.
Cody Miller is in action, also a huge draw for the crowds here in Trentino.
In the way we approach it than a World Cup. A World Cup, a 5th place in a World Cup is fine. In the Olympics, you're only going for a win, really. I mean, guys, top 3. I mean, you need a medal. You know, it's the same here at Rockfest. Everyone's trying to win. I mean, there is no 2nd place here.
And the 2012 winner, the winner here last year, Simoncelli.
To be here, Paganella is a special place. Is close to my home.
Here at the Alpine Rockfest in Andalo, Italy, we have a 200-meter vertical drop for a sprint-style GS with 24 gates and a 58% grade. This is a tricky course for these athletes as it's short, every mistake counts. The trickiest part of this course is coming off of the steep around the dogleg where they have to nail their line and carry their speed towards the Audi jump. As they head over the Audi jump and into the finish is the other area they have to have their line set as they come over the jump.
It's a sprint. It's not an old school pro duel. It's about speed, full gas. For 35 seconds, you can't play around with trying to pace yourself, position your 2nd run or 3rd run start order. You have to go full gas. It's hundredths. We time to the 1,000. There's no tie. So we wanted to see people going as hard as they can, what ski racing is all about, which is it's intense. All right, and this is what we love. Multiple runs, lots of action. We want to have a lot of runs, man. We want to see stuff happening.
Well, you hear it from the organisers themselves. They want lots of action, fast and furious, and the action is already underway. Or earlier today, there was the qualifying round where the 15 were cut down to 10, from 10 to 5. Then in the final, we'll have another shootout, and winner takes all, €75,000, 3 times that of a normal World Cup competition. Each and every one of the racers wearing GoPro cameras to give us the best of the action and to take us to the heart of this very difficult racetrack. Good to see the former World Cup champion Marco Buchel as one of the skiers to watch out for. Also 1 or 2 veterans from the Men's World Cup Tour in action here as well, including the Italian Eurosport commentator Christian Gadina. But from the qualifying rounds, only the fastest 5 will go through to the round of 10. All kinds of troubles for some of the young Italian racers from the regional Trentino team, given wildcard entries to try and make their way into the top flight and mix it with the likes of Bodie Miller, Ted Ligety and Axel Lund-Svindal. Luca Alprandini from the Italian team. Now Alprandini, already with a top 10 on the World Cup Tour to his name this season. Out of the gate, 39 to 40 seconds we're expecting, which is a real sprint from a giant slalom perspective. We were over 1 minute 20 per run at the recent World Cup GS in Alta Badea 24 hours ago, just over the valley from Andalo here in the Trentino Valley of the Italian Dolomites. It's tight and technical on the top section. You really do have to be clean and error-free on this top section, then start to let the skis go as the course flattens out towards the end of the challenge. This is just the timed run to get the 5 fastest through to the next round. 39.193. Under 40 seconds for Luca Di Alprandini, fastest man of the qualifying round. Good clean execution from the Italian. Lovely and quiet with the upper body. Very little movement from the head and shoulders. Lets the legs do all of the work. Doesn't have to take in the Audi jump in this particular round. But of course we will as we go through to the next live round here in Paganella. Florian Aissat from the Italian team, once again another racer who comes into this competition with some World Cup point form from the 2014 season. 19th yesterday in the latest round of the World Cup Tour in Alta Badea. Made some real progress with his world rank over the past couple of seasons, Florian. He's just a little later in the line. Look at the heavy edge at the end of the turn, causes a big plume of snow to be pushed out of the tails of the skis. That tells us that he's not quite as efficient or as effective, certainly as Alprandini. But it's all against the clock to try and be one of the fastest. Second position for Florian Aissat of Italy. Good enough to go through to the next round. Look how wide apart the feet are. A lesson for any skier back home. Good solid base, gives him good balance throughout of the turn and allows the skis to come under smoothly and accelerate. Great to see this man in action from the Czech Republic, now 33 years of age. This, of course, is Ondřej Bank, one of the top all-rounders on the Men's World Cup Tour. Now 33 years of age, Ondřej, on the comeback from injury, and the comeback in this Olympic year has been pretty impressive for Bank. 2 point scores on the World Cup of Giant Slalom and on the downhill tour. And it's interesting to note that Ondřej has been working with the event organizer of this competition, Phil McNichol, former head coach for the American team, to get his skills in downhill. He's got his eye on the combined competition at the forthcoming Winter Olympic Games this February in Sochi, Russia. Lovely overhead tracking cam here. gives you an indication of how important it is to start that turn high and early before the control gates, to arc and stay in that race line. Good performance from Andre Bank, not quite as quick as the Italian Ali Prandini, but certainly in the top flight, and that should take Andre Bank through to the next round. Good recoveries here from Andre. The ski just breaking away in a couple of those turns. Snow a little soft in places, not as icy, not a lot of snow at all. Christoph Kretzel from the Czech Republic, another skier that's been putting down some good results on the Men's World Cup Tour in this Olympic season of 2013-2014. The third GS of the men's tours in Val d'Isère a couple of weeks ago now. 20th position for Christoph. A racer with top 10 form in super combined and slalom World Cup competition. On the steep pitch, these are the most technical, difficult turns, and you can see that Christoph Kretzel for the Czech Republic just struggling a little bit, getting pushed low and late in the line, but battles well to regain. Oh, there you see him in trouble. Wonderful recoveries here from Christoph. Goes to the right of the Audi jump for this particular round. 39.193. Luca de Ali Prandini for Italy holds on to top position. Well, some excellent recoveries. He's qualified for the next round. Kretzel will go through to round 2. And of course, the next round, only the fastest 5 will progress, and then into the final. Good recoveries here, getting low and late, but holding on and doing enough to break into the top 5, and to go through to the next round. This is Philip Brown from Toronto in Canada, a young rising star from Team Canada. They're on great form, the Canadians, with 3 of their races in the top 10 in the recent downhill in Val Gardena, again just over the valley from Andalo here in the Italian Dolomites. And Phil here today to show that the technical skiers can also put down some good runs. You can see Marcel Mattis is the Austrian that is the man watching Phil Brown very carefully indeed. Needs to be under 40 seconds to guarantee himself a spot in the next round. Good fluid skiing from the Canadian. He's got the rhythm of this course dialed in very nicely indeed. Very aggressive finish, and Philip Brown goes through to the next round. Quick break for us here in Italy. More to come after the messages.
Longines timing skiing history.
Discover the new Eurosport.com app. Improved interface. More in-depth live coverage. Exclusive content. The latest news. Eurosport.com, available on the App Store.
Decimos no al racismo.
Nee tegen racisme.
Nein zu Rassismus.
No au racisme.
No al racismo.
No to racism.
Eurosport Live Score is available on the iPhone and iPad for free. Every competition, every result, live comments. Eurosport Live Score, available on the App Store.
Excellence in flight. Korean Air.
Welcome back to Paganella Ski, Andalo, Trentino, Italy. This is the round of 15, the 2013 Rockfest. It is the sprint for cash, the dash for cash, as they call it. This shortened giant slalom track and format with 15 racers left in contention for the €75,000 prize purse. And this is a man you all recognise on course, currently leading the overall World Cup Tour standings, Axel Lund Svindal of Norway, heading for the big Audi jump. We pick him up on the cable cam. There's the flight, very slick on the lower turns here from the Norwegian, fresh off the back of a brilliant weekend in Val Gardena, fourth in the downhill, winner of the Super G, and 13th yesterday in the giant slalom in Alta Badea. Svindal sets the early pace. Well, unlike many of the other racers, Svindal has not had to come through the preliminary rounds, and therefore this is his first full race run on the track. A few little mistakes on the top section, but very quick on the lower third of the track. Luca da Aliprandini, 23-year-old from the Italian team. Local boy here, you can see from the helmet sponsor. Currently sponsored by Trentino. And with a top 10 result in giant slalom and the fastest time in the prelims earlier this morning, it would be no surprise to see Aliprandini take the lead away here from Svindal. He's already warmed up, settled very, very smoothly into his opening turns. Look how he rolls that hip, puts the knee across on those familiar black and white Salomon skis now. Nice and high and smooth once again. Little round perhaps on the undergate. Cable cam to the Audi jump. In the tuck position. Oh, a big squash there from Aliprandini. A very powerful move. 36.963. We're measuring in 1,000th here. And Aliprandini. Oh, 2/10 off the pace. And Aliprandini, not quicker than Svindal, into second position. Really looking forward to see this man go. Ted Ligeti, next on course, 2 giant slalom World Cup wins, just pipped by Marcel Hirscher yesterday, and the Alpine Rockfest champion of 2011. Made it quite clear in his interview at the start of today's race, he was really focused to try and make it this his second win. Now, what a Christmas bonus it would be to walk away with €75,000. The man from Park City, Utah. On course, 4 times the World Cup Giant Slalom champion, 3 World Championship golds from Schladming in 2013, back in February, of course. Oh, but Ligeti, uncharacteristically on the tails of the skis, a little low and late in the race line, and as the course starts to rut and bump, a few errors from Ligeti. Off the jump, now going for the line, 36.963 the target. Oh, quicker. Quicker by 0.056. Ligeti goes into top position. There are no points up for grabs here today. It's not about positions. Winner takes all in this sprint giant slalom, and Ligeti, with his first ski of the day, looking brilliant. Put a smile on his face, hasn't it? He can taste that cash already. This is last year's winner, David Simoncelli from Rovereto, just down the valley from the venue here. Yet to break into the top 15 on the World Cup Giant Slalom Tour this season. But a very experienced racer now at 33 years of age. 7 podiums, 2 World Cup wins to his name, and the emphatic winner here last year. Can Simoncelli make it 2 from 2? Got to get the better of Ted Ligeti here. Fastest 5 go through to the next round. Fastest 10 go through to the next round, and then the fastest 5 go through to the final. My apologies. Simoncelli, nice and high, Good start to his challenge. There's the first big mistake for Simoncelli, and you see the heavy edge to make the correction. To stay within the control gates, he scrubbed off a lot of speed and lost a lot of time for that error on the steep pitch. Little off balance on the jump as well. This is not the Simoncelli that we saw in this competition a year ago. Dips for the line and a long way off the pace. 37.008. Need to stay in the top 10, not the top 5 as I mentioned earlier, to go through to the next round. It's a sprint race. You can't make too many mistakes on the top part of the track and expect to be in the hunt here today. Here's the Californian Tim Jitloff. If you were with Eurosport Live at Alta Badea yesterday in the Italian Dolomites, you'll have seen Jitloff put down his best result for over 3 years on the World Cup Tour. A superb 5th position. The winner, of course, Marcel Hirscher of Austria in that last World Cup giant slalom before the Christmas break. And Jitloff is here in Paganella Ski Andalo to try and get his hands on that 75,000 euros. And if he can repeat the form that he demonstrated just 24 hours ago, well, it wouldn't be a surprise to see Jitloff in the chase. But just like David Simoncelli, forced errors on the steep pitch, a lot of time lost. Jitloff now starts to try and battle his way back into this second round performance. Again, he's just a little late. The fog and mist not making matters any easier for the American. Ted Ligeti holds on to top position. Over 6/10 down for Tim Jitloff. And again, this sprint format gives you so little room for error. And Jitloff very lucky not to go down with that particular mistake. Ligeti still the man to beat. This is Philipp Schurghofer from Austria, 30 years of age, from Salzburg. 3 World Cup point scores from 4 starts this season. Former World Championship bronze medalist in Garmisch-Partenkirchen. That was the Worlds of 2011. Luck of the draw with the mist and fog, and it seems to have cleared just a little for the Austrian's run. He's nice and high and tight on the line, a lot smoother, a lot cleaner in the turn than Jitloff, the racer before him. And Philipp Schurghofer, 36.907 the target. Oh, just misses out. Schurghofer goes into 5th position. He'll take that. Should be enough to go through to the next round. There's Florian Eisat for the Italian team, 29 years of age, from Bolzano. Very successful Europa Cup Tour racer. That's the B Tour, where a lot of the youngsters are prepared for World Cup competition. Starting to become a regular point scorer on the men's World Cup Tour, Florian. You see our standings: Ligeti, Svindal and Ali Prandini, Simoncelli, Schurghofer making up the top 5. 36.907 is the target time. Ligeti still the fastest man on the mountain so far, but another 2 rounds of competition still to go before the American attempts to get his hands on this huge prize purse of 75,000 euros. 36.907 will not be bettered by Florian Eisat of the Italian team. 0.610 off the pace, skiing into 6th spot. Watch this snow condition. It could get very rutted and bumpy as we come to the end of proceedings here in Andalo today. Warm is the description of the weather across the Italian Dolomites and the Alps right now. Back to the top of the track, the 2009 Rockfest winner. The first ever Rockfest competition went to this French racer, Cyprien Richard, 34 years of age, from the resort of Morzine in the French Alps. Well, he's had 3 top 15 World Cup results so far this season from 4 giant slalom starts on the men's tour. And there's absolutely no reason why Richard shouldn't or couldn't take... Oh, he's not going to win with mistakes like that, is he? Just getting pitched a little too forwards onto the front of the skis. Hasn't quite got the balance. And his engagement in a rhythm that he wants. He's got it back together now, but this is a 36-second sprint GS. Good lower section for the Frenchman, but into 7th position. He'll need to be much smoother and cleaner in the turn if he's to challenge Ted Ligety in the 2nd round. Svindal and Ligety, left and right of your screens. Bodie Miller, now 36 years of age. Multiple Olympic medalist, World Championship medalist, overall World Cup winner, individual discipline winner. You name it, this man has won it. But he's never won the Rockfest, and he would dearly love to do just that. Bodie, like many of the world's top alpine racers, not heading home for Christmas this year. The Bormio downhill on the 29th of December actually starts its training and prep for that big race just after, or the day after Boxing Day on the 27th. So Bodie and his wife, who travels with him on the tour these days, opting to stay in Europe. And Miller, tight on the line off the Audi jump, has been putting together some very impressive performances on the World Cup Tour. Bodie Miller is the fastest. Miller, 36.818. So far, so good. A little smile to the face of Miller. Let's not forget that he's been on the podium with Ted Ligety on the World Cup Tour already this season in Beaver Creek, Colorado. The 2nd GS of 4 so far this season. He was the runner-up there. 5th and 8th in the 2 speed competitions in Val Gardena. Many of the racers out there today very tired after a tough week on the tour, but he'll be delighted to be the fastest man out there so far. Massimiliano Blardone from Domodossola, 34-year-old Italian giant slalom specialist. For Max Blardone, as he's known on the tour, hasn't hit his best form yet this season. The Italian crowd would love to see him do it here today. Never better than 17th in 4 giant slaloms. Very disappointed with his 25th position in the World Cup race in Alto Pedere just up the valley yesterday. And Blardone, very, very quick off the jump. 36.818 is the new target time set by Miller. Max Blardone quite a way down, 7/10. Goes into 8th position. That may not be good enough for Blardone to secure himself a slot and a spot in the next round. German racer Fritz Dopfer from Garmisch-Partenkirchen, 26 years of age. Picked up his best World Cup result of the tour so far here in Italy yesterday. Took 4th position there, just a couple of tenths off a podium place. Former Austrian racer switching to Germany. His father is German, his mother Austrian. Came through the Austrian junior system up until the age of 16 years of age when he decided to ski for the German Federation. Primarily due to the fact that the German teams seem to give their racers a little more time to mature and reach their best in World Cup competition. Awful lot of pressure on the Austrian skiers to pick off World Cup victories at a very young age. We see that with Marcel Hirscher. Dopfer, one of the smoothest and clinical racers from the men's World Cup Tour. No surprise to see, but Dopfer a little too smooth and coasting just a little. 11th position, and Dopfer's day is over. He can't believe it in the finish area. Christoph Innerhofer, the Italian from just down the valley in Brunico, now 29 years of age. One of the most successful downhill and Super G racers on the tour. Needs to better 37.564 to guarantee himself a spot in the round of 10, where we will take the fastest 5 to go through to the final. Now, multiple World Championship medalist and World Cup winner. A lot of problems with his back in the training, or the off-season as we call it, throughout the summer months. And here you can see Innerhofer, who's coming off the back of a top 10 result in the Super G in Val Gardena last Friday. Not quite as dynamic and as quick in the turn as the giant slalom specialists. And we say goodbye, sadly, to one of the nicest guys on the World Cup Tour. But good to see Christoph Innerhofer here. His day is done. He's off for his Christmas break. But watch out for this man. He'll be live on Eurosport on the 28th and 29th of December. We'll have the final practice run for the next downhill on the men's tour on Saturday the 28th, and the big downhill itself on Sunday. Well, the American athletes all comparing notes in the finish area. For the Canadian team, this is Philip Brown, young rising star, no question. 21-year-old out of Toronto. Looked very impressive in the prelims. 37.564. He's going to have to go quite a bit quicker, though. And his 39-second time earlier today. Well, as we said at the beginning of this broadcast, the Canadian speed team, and both male and female, and the Canadian team in general, really in great early season form. Jan Hudek on the podium in the Super G on Friday in Val Gardena. Eric Gay taking the big downhill on Saturday. And Philip Brown here, working the rut and using the line. Very nice, good dynamic style towards the end of the challenge. Is he in? He's out. Oh, and the cruelest of positions. 11th position for Philip Brown for Canada. Unable to make the round of 10. Good camera shot there of how important the start is for the racer. Not getting the best of the weather, the Canadian skier, but he won't use that against them. Not fast enough, really quite simple. 2 skiers from the Czech Republic to bring this round to a close. The first is Christoph Kritzel, another racer with some impressive Europa Cup form and wins to his name, and he's already scored World Cup points in both downhill, I should say giant slalom and slalom, on the men's tour for 2014. He's a good slalom skier, Christoph, and has a great career ahead of him. Oh, he's in trouble there, though, almost going down on the inside ski. Skillful recovery, but time lost. And he's having to battle with the racing line, having to edge very hard at the end of the turn because of that mistake. Again, a little low and late. I'm not sure whether this will be good enough. Oh, great stuff on the lower turns from Christoph Kritzel. Almost down on his backside on a couple of occasions. Well, his face tells the story, doesn't it, really? Here's the first one. There. He's doing about 50, 55 miles per hour at this point. Gets caught on that uphill ski. Almost gets the feet from underneath him. that by virtue of a slightly softer snow condition gets purchased from the edge again. And if nothing else, it seems to fire him up on the lower turns, and he's done enough to qualify. Good skiing from Christoph Kritzel. Let's take a look at his teammate Ondřej Bank, the veteran of the Czech team at 33 years of age. Two World Cup point scores from 4 giant slalom starts this season. A racer coming back from injury. 37.560 is the target time for Ondřej Bank. Coached by his older brother, and Phil McNichol, the innovator of this competition, has been working with Ondřej on his speed skiing as part of his preparation to challenge for the super combined at the forthcoming Winter Olympic Games in Sochi this February. Just like his teammate, he's risking here, Ondřej Bank, on the inside ski on a couple of turns. Very smooth off the jump, now heads for the line. And is it looking good for the Czech Republic? 12th position. Ondřej Bank does not qualify for the round of 10. We're going to take a quick break from the action here in Andalo. We'll be back with more from the Rockfest after these messages.
Axel Lund Svindal trains here in Trentino. His training is no joke. He's a champion. Here, his body goes to extremely harsh treatments. Here, his diet is regularly balanced and carefully checked in every single detail. Here, calm and silence ensure maximum concentration. Because for a champion, it's all about discipline.
Train yourself to the sweet Italian life. Train yourself on the best ski slopes of Trentino.
The new Renault Clio. Restart your heart.
You'd better take your kids to World Snow Day, 19th of January. For further details, visit world-snow-day.com.
Train yourself to the sweet Italian life. Train yourself on the best ski slopes of Trentino.
So after the round of 15, with the fastest 10 going through, Bodie Miller top of the table ahead of Ligeti, Svindal, Ali Brandini, Simoncelli. 4 Italians qualifying for the second run, with Christoph Kritzel and Cyprien Richard, the winner in 2009, just squeezing into the top 10. We say goodbye to Tim Jitloff, Ondřej Bank, Phil Brown, Fritz Dopfer and Christoph Innerhofer. Not fast enough, not making the cut, as we go for another run on the track here in Paganello Ski Andalo, and we will then take the fastest 5 from the next round through to the final and the ski off for a 75,000 winner takes all prize purse for the 2013 Rockfest title. Well, these unseasonal mild conditions aren't giving us the best of holiday ski slopes and pistes. It's still very mild across the Italian Dolomites and the Alps, but the good news is, if you're heading to the mountains for the festive season, that snow is forecast towards the end of this week, and the mild weather is said to be on its way out, and the cold coming from Friday onwards. You can see that the storm clouds across the Italian Dolomites, but it's bringing rain, not snow, right now. It's of course not an official World Cup competition, but an invitational race. sprint giant slalom format. Enjoyed by the racers, but with these warm and mild conditions, the snow and the racetrack is going to get a little bit rougher and tougher. No changes of the course like we see on the World Cup Tour. We'll stick with this pattern of turns. Well, we've just been hearing a couple of interviews whilst you were away on the commercial break there from Tim Jitloff and Phil Brown of the American and Canadian ski teams, and both of them were saying that they would love to see Bodie Miller do the business here today. Let's take a look at the starting order. They go in reverse, of course. Fastest man last. So Cyprien, Richard, Blardoni, Aysat, Schöckhofer, Kritzel, Simoncelli, Ali Prandini. Then the three big guns, Svindal, Ligeti and Bodie Miller, as the fastest man from the round of 15 goes last in the round of 10. And the 5 fastest from this group of skiers will go through to the ski-off for the big prize money and the big check here today. Cyprien Richard of France has been in this position before. He won this competition in 2009, and he didn't have the best of qualifying rounds back then, but as the competition unfolded, his performances got better and better. So Cyprien Richard really does need to put something special down here if he's to be in the top 5 and go through to the last round of the day. He's out of the gate, he's on course. There's been a little bit of a side slip to try and smooth the track, but it won't help that much. Icy underfoot, but a little slushy and soft if you get thrown out of the race line. And as we've been saying throughout this live broadcast from the Italian Dolomites, no room for error in this sprint format. Less than 40 seconds the duration, and Richard now really is starting to risk. He's flying down this top section off the Audi jump. Tucks tight for the line, stops the clock at 37.490. Well, we were in the 36-second mark with the fastest men from the last round. It's the quickest that Richard has skied all day long, but I'm not sure whether that will take him to the final and a possible second Alpine Rockfest title in his career to date. Richard leads, 9 to go. Well, I'd love to see 2 or 3 of the jumps being put into the course, but we've got to keep our racers injury-free. Nice little stare down the camera there for Max Blardoni, letting us know that he means business in this round of 10. Third in the World Cup giant slalom standings back in 2012. He's beaten all of the guys that he's up against today in seasons gone by. But the new tour, the 2014 season, hasn't been going that well for Max Blardoni, the giant slalom specialist from Domodossola. These are a little cleaner turns. He's a little higher in the race line. Blardoni yet to go in the top 15 on the Men's World Cup Tour, so confidence not the highest it's been for the man who's won in Alta Badia 3 times before now. 37.497. Shakes his head 7,000th of a second slower than Cyprien Richard. I'm not sure either of these 2 skiers have done enough to guarantee themselves a slot in the final here today. Again, an improved performance from Blardoni, quicker than his previous round, but I'm not sure whether that was slick enough. Next to challenge, it's Florian Aysat. Chasing Cyprien Richard. Florian, 3 World Cup point result scores from 4 races so far this season. He's a rising star, I'd say, from the Italian giant slalom and slalom squad. In his First taste of Alpine Rockfest competition in his young career to date. But Florian now just needs to get a little more aggressive, take a few more risks. Yes, it's clean, it's error-free. Little off balance on the jump. 37.490. The Frenchman Richard sets the mark. Third position, slowest so far for Florian Aissat. Just holding on to the turn a little too long. And possibly, and it's difficult when you're having to pick faults here, but try to explain why he's not as quick as the other racers. Just a little too conservative with his approach to this sprint format. Cyprien Richard still at the top of the table. Back to the top of the racetrack. And this is the Austrian racer, Philipp Schurghofer. A World Championship bronze medalist back in 2011. World ranked 10 in the Giant Slalom Tour standings for the 2013 season. Not too dissimilar to the race conditions of Alto Badea, the Men's World Cup competition just up the valley yesterday. Icy on some turns, a little soft and grippy in others. You really do need a good touch, a little bit of finesse to your giant slalom turn here as Philipp Schurghofer settled very nicely. Schurghofer off the jump, squashes it well, back in contact with the snow, and then drives the closing turns. And Philipp Schurghofer of Austria is the fastest man so far. Well, we're still to go sub 37 seconds in this round of 10, but much improved time for Philipp Schurghofer. We don't add any of the times together, they purely act as a result finder to whittle down the numbers, and the fastest 5 will go through from this round of 10 to contest the final. Philipp happy with that. Has to watch and wait. Another 6 to go. Christoph Kritzel of the Czech Republic. He's done really well to get this far in the competition. If you'd looked down the start list at first thing this morning, you'd have possibly earmarked Kritzel as one of the first guys to go out, but he's a strong, solid technical ski racer, and he's getting some good purchase from those skis on those icy top turns. This is the steepest part of the challenge. Spectacular recoveries in the last round to keep his hopes alive, and once again Christoph putting everything on the line here, nice and high, coming in from behind the gate, pinching the line just ever so slightly, and a good dynamic finish here to the challenge. And Christoph Kritzel is looking like the surprise of this competition. 0.122 quicker than Philipp Schurghofer, and the Czech Republic are in the hot seat here. Well, Christoph Kritzel may have just done enough to book himself a spot in the final with that explosive performance. Great crowd here, some fantastic music, and some pretty big bands playing after the ski competition is over. A celebration that generally goes late into the night here. Simoncelli, last year's winner, has got to beat 37 1.528 to guarantee himself a spot in the final here. Simoncelli hasn't found much form on the Men's World Cup Tour this season. 16th, his best result from 4 World Cup starts in Val d'Isère. That was a 3rd GS on the Men's World Cup Tour. In stark comparison to his form this time last year when he won this race, of course, he'd taken a 3rd in Beaver Creek and was 5th in Alta Badea before coming to the 2012 Alpine Rockfest. Simoncelli just getting bounced a little low in the line and a little late off the jump. 37.528. He needs to better, and he's done it. 36.958. Oh, the experience of the Italian coming to the fore there. Nice work from David Simoncelli. He's made it quite clear in his pre-race interviews that he loves this sprint format of competition. For me, he looked a little sloppy on the top turns, but generating some excellent speed from this point on. He has a little wobble in the air off the jump, but then with such speed built up on the steep top turns, it's just a question of carrying it through. Here he goes. Just moving the feet slightly out to his left to get purchase on the turning ski as soon as they hit the snow. Excellent performance. First racer to go sub 37 seconds in this round of 10. And Simoncelli guaranteed a spot in the final in his quest to defend his title. Luca Di Aliprandini. 37.497 now the target time. Top 10 result on the Men's World Cup Tour this season in Val d'Isère a couple of weeks ago. Just 22 years of age, Aliprandini, a real rising star from the Italian team. I do like this young lad's style and technique. Just caught the hand and got a little twisted with the upper body. But look at this. This is a confident giant slalom racer. Really happy with his setup of the equipment. Really knows where his feet are at every part of the turn as they arc underneath the body to start the new turn. And this is great work from Aliprandini. Oh, error-free from start to finish. 36.818. And he's starting to get up there and get very close to the fastest times of Ligeti and of Bodie Miller. Good news for the local crowd here as Luca Di Aliprandini qualifies for the final and puts the fastest time down of this round so far. Well, with these kind of skills and this kind of form, the established names of the Men's World Cup Tour are going to have their work cut out, because Aliprandini there, a flawless performance from start to finish. And the young Italian really enjoying his work out there today. There's the big Norwegian, Axel Lund Svindal, currently leading the men's overall World Cup Tour standings. He's had a brilliant start to his 2014 tour. 2 wins in Super G, a win in downhill. And 4th position, his best result in giant slalom. Now the attacking Viking, as he's nicknamed on the men's World Cup Tour, needs to find a little more of that magic here. As we were saying in the giant slalom in Alta Badea yesterday, a lot of tired legs on the Men's World Cup Tour as they head for their Christmas break. Most of them are on it, except for the few that have come here today. 2 days of downhill training, 3 days of competition, 5 hard working days for Svindal. But the Norwegian needs to keep it inside. 37.490. Very fast when he gets into that tuck position. Goes into 3rd spot. And he's into the final. sadly. Pushing Cyprien Richard, Blardoni and Aysat out of proceedings. Good work from Svindal. Much happier with the higher speeds of downhill and the sweeping turns of supergiant slalom, but again, Svindal, what a competitor this man is. So the Norwegian goes into the final. Ali Prandini is at the top of the table. 2 Americans left to challenge, and the performances of the next 2 Americans will determine whether Christoph Kritzel of the Czech Republic and Philipp Schurghofer of Austria make the final or not. But for Svindal, Simoncelli and Ali Prandini, no matter what the outcome of the next 2 performances, they're in the shootout for the €75,000 prize purse. 37.380, target time for Ligeti to guarantee himself a spot in the final. Ligeti, the winner of the Alpine Rockfest back in 2011. 3 World Championship gold medals from Schladming back in February. And of course, Ligeti's World Cup campaign for this Olympic season is looking pretty healthy too, with 2 World Cup giant slalom wins and on the podium in Alta Badea yesterday, 3rd position to Austria's Marcel Hirscher. Nice and smooth, very high. Doesn't he make it look so easy? Beautifully compact off the jump, Ted Ligeti. And Ligeti, oh, second fastest. It's not about the times in this round. Was he coasting? Was he taking it easy, saving a little for the final? Ligeti guarantees himself a spot in the last round here today and a shot at this huge prize purse. Couple of errors there. Doesn't press the panic button. Gets back into the race line within a matter of seconds. Tactical play, I think, that performance for me from Ted Ligeti. Just skiing at around about 98% rather than 100, saving his best for his last run of the day, which is not too far away. Has he got a card up his sleeve? I think he has. That's the young Italian that leads, Ali Prandini. Last man to go in this round of 10, Bodie Miller, quickest from the round of 15, 37.258 is the target time for Miller. Brilliant in his last round. Let's see if he can do it again. Starting to find a real thread of consistency with his World Cup campaign this season, with top 5 results in downhill, top 10 in Super G, and on the podium in giant slalom. Just needs to keep his focus here, Bodie Miller. Look how tight he cuts the line and how early he gets the weight off that turning ski to start the new one. Little compressed as he comes off the steep. Big mistake from Miller. Miller is all over the place, and that has often been the problem for Bodie in this tournament or competition here. Hey, hey! A cheeky little 360 off the Audi jump from Bodie Miller. He knows he's out, but still able to entertain the crowd. Something from the freestyle tour there from Miller. And the crowd loved it. But a technical error from Bodie Miller takes him out of the competition. He's compressed and on the tails at this point in the challenge, so the errors are starting to come. He gets trapped on the uphill ski, and Bodie Miller goes out of the competition, which keeps Christoph Kritzel in with a chance for the Czech Republic as the 5th fastest racer. But take a look at Bodie Miller coming off the Audi jump. This is the error once again. He'd actually made the mistake 2 or 3 gates before then. But forever the showman. Watch this. There's 1 or 2 athletes that would be happy with that in a mogul competition. Bodie Miller sadly out in the round of 10 after the fastest time in the round of 15. Miller gets taken out of the competition. And the 5 fastest of Ali Prandini, Ligeti, Simoncelli, Svindal and Kritzel go through. Here's the confirmation. Top 5 make it through to the final. Schurghofer, Richard Blardoni, Aysat, and we've just seen Bodie Miller, the 5 we say goodbye to. Well, unlike World Cup competition, there is no reset of the course. We'll stay with this pattern of turns. And with that time and this kind of form, Luca Ali Prandini will definitely be the favourite and the skier to watch. An Italian won this last year, David Simoncelli. And of course, Ted Ligeti the year before in 2011. Cyprien Richard, the winner of the first ever Alpine Rockfest, on your screens, but out of the tournament in the round of 10. As is Max Blardone, 3 times the World Cup winner in Alta Badea, but no luck for Blardone in Paganello di Ski Andalo. Same for the Italian Florian Aysat. Schurghofer, the only Austrian in the competition today, goes out in the round of 10. Definitely worth a closer look. Luca Ali Prandini, fastest man in this second round. Svindal as rock solid as ever with his technique and his performance. An athlete you can never write off. The Norwegian has booked himself a spot in the 5-man final. As has Ted Ligeti. Bodie Miller, down and out, but really giving the crowd something to cheer for.
The initial idea of the Alpine Rockfest was to create a fun event, an exciting event, using the best gear in the world, and in a very nice environment in the middle of the Dolomites. Andalo and Trentino is the perfect venue for the Alpine Rockfest. Here we have everything. We have a perfect slope, we have perfect condition, we have 60 hotels in town. All hotels are near to the course, it's easy to reach, so it's good for the public, it's good for the athlete. The resort has like 50 kilometers of slope, and there is any kind of slope for beginner and for really professional. Not to mention that back in 2005, this was the home of the US ski team, and right now is the home of the Norway ski team. The course, especially of the Rockfest, is the training run, was a training run for the US ski team, and now of the Norway ski team. So I really think that the course is really, really good for this event. It's really special for the region to have all the top athletes that are going to compete at the Olympic. So Ted Ligeti, Bodie Miller and Axel and many others that are going to race today at the Alpine Rockfest is going to go to the Olympics. So it's extremely important for the region.
Well, some interesting words from one of the founders of this competition. We're going to take a break from the Italian Dolomites, but stay with us. The fastest 5 will be up and looking for €75,000 after these messages.
Longines, timing skiing history.
Clio. Restart your heart.
When education meets sport and culture. What best promotes excellence in mind and body? Where do friendship, integrity, and achievement meet? Which event gathers the best student athletes from around the world? The Universiade, the home of international university sports. Today's stars, tomorrow's leaders.
Discover the new Eurosport.com app. Improved interface. More in-depth live coverage. Exclusive content. The latest news. Eurosport.com, available on the App Store.
We are all different, and our differences can build barriers between us. At FIFA, we believe passionately that barriers have no place in football. That when we kick a ball, we're all just players.
I am a footballer.
Eurosport Live Score is available on the iPhone and iPad for free. Every competition, every result, live comments. Eurosport Live Score, available on the App Store.
Train yourself to the sweet Italian life. Train yourself on the best ski slopes of Trentino.
Welcome back to the 2013 Alpine Rockfest. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the round of 10 before we move forward to the last 5 skiers of the day, the fastest 5 from this round, who go forward to the final. And they're all in the hunt for the 75,000 winner-takes-all prize purse. Well, before we get to the live final of today's competition, let's bring you some interviews from some of our top racers and their views on the forthcoming Winter Olympic Games. Bodie Miller, Ted Ligety and Fritz Dupfer.
Olympics are, of course, a big goal. It's the premiere of any sport, really, and especially ski racing. And it's always cool to be part of such an event that's so much bigger than your sport and bigger than you. And it's gives you that extra motivation for sure.
Everyone has that, feels a little bit like a little kid where you show up and you're like, whoa, this is a way bigger deal than a World Cup. And even after going into the 4th one, it's a totally different feel than the other 400 and something World Cups that I've done. You go into those races and you feel the pressure.
So it's really amazing to sit here and to listen to these guys when they talk about their experiences. So I'm really looking forward. It will be my first Olympics, so yeah, I'm just excited.
I like the approach to these, like an event like Rockfest and the Olympics, being that they're they're win focused, they're very pinnacle focused. And the World Cup, Ted is protecting titles, and some races, it's not really your day, or and 5th place is fine, or 6th place is fine. And the Olympics and the Rockfest, you're going for the top of the podium. There's really nothing else to it.
For me, the big favorite for the giant slalom is Ted, and for the downhill is Bodie.
I can't disagree with him there. Although, I think Fritz, like I said, he's got that first-timer aggression, and he's shown the huge speed.
I guess, you know, every athlete wants to be the favorite because that means you've done a lot of things right leading up to it. But yeah, that adds pressure for sure, and ski racing is a finicky sport where, you know, the best guy doesn't always win it.
In the Olympics, it's like you don't want the pressure of being Ted, where everyone thinks you're going to win the thing. You know, you don't want the inexperience of being Fritz. So I think I'm in perfect shape.
I mean, I think the inexperience actually works out well. I mean, I won my first gold medal, my first event in my first Olympics, and you know, I was just in such awe, and like I was like, whatever, I'm just like here for the cool experience. I'm just gonna hammer as hard as I can, and you know, things aligned and things worked out, and I skied great, and I won a gold medal. And then, you know, second time around, it's like, I'm a defending gold medalist. I better hammer down. Like, I better like perform. I'm first in the world in giant slalom, and then it's like.
Really interesting words from Ted Ligety, Bodie Miller, and Fritz Dopfer, all in different personal situations and emotional situations for the forthcoming Winter Olympic Games in Sochi. Starts on February the 7th, 2014, and rest assured one of those three will be grabbing a gold medal, possibly even two. This is the starting order for the final of the 2013 Alpine Rockfest here in Andalo. Christoph Kritzel, Svindal, Simoncelli, Ted Ligety and Luca Di Aliprandini of Italy will be the last man to try and dash for the cash, 75,000 euros for the fastest man from this run. Well, we heard Bodie in his interview say this is the pinnacle. It's all about this last run of the day. None of the times from the earlier rounds are carried forwards. Man, mountain and the clock with a huge payday for the fastest. Christoph Kritzel for the Czech Republic out of the gate and on course, starting to show some great results on the World Cup Tour, and this is one he'd love to take before the Christmas break. Gambling in his preliminary and round of 10 runs to get himself into this final, and he'll need to gamble again here to try and ski faster than Ligety and Svindal. Good skiing from the youngster out of the Czech Republic. Nice and confident off the jump. He now needs to go sub 37 to be within a shot, and he's done it. That's the fastest time that Christoph Kritzel has put down all day here in Paganella. He's delighted, but is it good enough? There's no third, there's no podium. One winner is all we're looking for. Well, you can't ask more, can you? Saving his best till last. Christoph Kritzel for the Czech Republic sets the early pace. Even finds time to hold that aerodynamic tuck position off the jump. 4 to go. Axel Lund Svindal, the Super G and Downhill World Cup champion from last season. Svindal, an Olympic champion in Super G. He'll defend that title this coming February. He's already won 3 World Cup competitions from just 10 starts this season. Hot favourite to take the overall World Cup Tour title, and could take any one of 3, possibly 4 Olympic medals in Sochi. But today it's all about sprint giant slalom, looking to take a lead away from Christoph Kritzel and put the pressure on Simoncelli, Ligety and Aliprandini, who will follow the Norwegian. Good, powerful, strong turns from Axel. Off the jump. Very smooth in this closing set of gates. And Svindal takes the lead. Oh, he misses it. Svindal goes into second position. Well, the planned Christmas bonus for Axel and Svindal hasn't quite come off. Difficult to see in the replay where the time was lost. He's just a few thousandths of a second off Christoph Kritzel. Of course, it's starting to get a little rough and tougher through each and every one of the skiers taking the same racing line, the edges cutting through the snow. We call them ruts and bumps in ski terminology. A little late, surprisingly, for Svindal on the third last and penultimate gate, and that's quite possibly where he lost his chance of taking 75,000 euros. The average prize purse for a World Cup competition is around the 25,000 mark. Simoncelli next in the gate, last year's winner, of course, the giant slalom specialist out of the Italian team. He lives around about 20 minutes from Andalo. A lot of support in the crowd for Simoncelli, one of two Italians to make the final here today. Hopefully you can hear those skis rattling and chattering on the icy turns on the top section. Oh, Simoncelli, very lucky not to go down. Oh, this is wonderful skiing from the Italian, risking everything here. He's putting it right on the line, not only to take the lead away from Christoph Kritzel, but also put the pressure on the two skiers to follow him. 36.939 the target time. Last year's winners in the hot seat again. No, third position, Simoncelli. 0.152 off the pace. No repeat victory for Simoncelli. I thought he was going to go down in the pitch here. See if our director picks it up on the replay. Great atmosphere at the finish area. Completely different approach to the competition. Not searching for points, not thinking about World Cup standings. It's a winner-takes-all sprint competition here. Well, the young racer from the Czech Republic cannot believe it. He's got to watch just two more. Ted Ligeti, the master of giant slalom. 2 World Cup wins already this season. Took the giant slalom tour title for the 4th time in his career. 3 gold medals at the World Championships back in February. And now here's Ligeti looking for a Christmas bonus here. Some serious Christmas shopping money if he can pull this one off. I think he was holding back a little in the last round. Settles beautifully in the final right now. That technique that we so love to watch makes the whole thing look so easy. Coming off the back of a podium performance in Alta Badea yesterday. 3rd position to Marcel Hirscher. Off the jump, squashes it nicely, now starts to dive and look for the finish line. 36.939 the target. Ligeti into the lead, and into the lead with a healthy margin. The dreams for the youngster of the Czech Republic shattered by Ted Ligeti. Oh, that will take some beating from the Italian, the last man to ski. Ligeti, the winner, of course, 2 years ago in 2011, with this performance right on track for his 2nd Alpine Rockfest win. He has to watch just one more racer. Saving his best till last and doing it in style. Ted Ligeti. Has he done enough to win his 2nd Alpine Rockfest? Still at the top of the mountain, waiting patiently for the call from the start marshal, is Luca Di Aliprandini. Never beaten Ted Ligeti in his career in any World Cup competition to date. I'm sure there's a few butterflies flying around his tummy right now. Oh, come on, Aliprandini. This would be a huge result for this talented young Italian racer. not only to win his first Alpine Rockfest, but to deny the great Ted Ligety. Can he scalp the World and World Cup champion and scoop up 75,000 euros in the process? Ali Prandini gets off to a lovely start. No sign of nerves in these top turns. Into the rhythm very early. Oh no, there's the first mistake from Ali Prandini. Spectacular recovery. He's using an older design of Salomon skis, it's interesting to point out, but no such rules. This is not a World Cup competition. And Ali Prandini looks sharp on the lower turns. Has he paid the price for the error? And he's gone second. Ali Prandini is in runner-up spot as Ligety sprints from the champagne spray. Oh, Ligety has done it again. And it confirms the form book from the World Cup Tour. Possibly the only man missing from today's competition, Marcel Hirscher, as Ted Ligety takes all. And the 2013 Alpine Rockfest picks up 75,000 euros to take back to Park City. Brody Miller doing most of the spraying there. Great work from Ligety. Well, congratulations from the event organisers who have worked so hard in difficult conditions to keep the racetrack in mint condition for this competition. Well, Ligety, who was beaten by Brody Miller in the round of 15, but Miller went down in the round of 10, and I think that deep down inside, Miller was the only skier that he really feared here today. Ligety, a tactical ski in the round of 10, but putting on the magic just when he needed it in the final round of 5, as the world's best skiers chase him down and give him a real soaking. Great work from Ligety, and a chance to really enjoy before the pressure of the Olympic Games comes around his shoulders very soon. Confirmation that the 2013 Alpine Rockfest has gone to Ted Ligety. Great run from the Ali Prandini of Italy. Kritzel third, Svindal 4, Simoncelli 5. It's a winner-takes-all race.
Longines timing skiing history.
Eurosport is your favorite winter sport destination. Enjoy unrivaled coverage of the winter sport season on Eurosport and Eurosport 2. On Eurosport Player, access live coverage, video on demand, and exclusive content on all your devices, so you can take the action with you. Plus, 100% dedicated events channels will be available. Follow at Eurosport and join the conversation for all the major news and insight from experts and fans, thanks to the Eurosport Twitter network. And for more news and analysis with live scores around the clock, yahoo.eurosport.com is the place to be. Eurosport. All sports, all emotions, all screens.
Finishing in fifth, Davide Simoncelli.
Welcome back to Andalo and the Trentino Valley here in Italy. The innovator of this competition, Phil McNichol, the master of ceremonies for these final presentations.
Once again, really close. But all the money, all the money. Let's bring it out for Ted Ligety.
Winner takes all, the format of today's competition here in Paganello Ski. And Ted Ligety. Excellent work again from the World Cup and World Giant Slalom champion. And a very healthy payday indeed, 75,000 euros for the American athlete here today.
Awesome job. Let's give it up one more time. 5 amazing champions and Ted Ligety. All the money this year. 2013 Alpine Rockfest rockin'. Don't leave yet. Solo gag coming up.
Well, Ligety takes the title for the second time in his career.
Hey. Okay.
Watch out for Luca Di Aliprandini, or Aliprandini, I should say. My apologies to Luca. He really is a talent of the Italian team and a force to be reckoned with. And we're having a quick word with Simoncelli, last year's winner.
Yeah, well, you're pretty damn good too, buddy. Axel, what do you have to say? Fantastic with the GS. Everyone was cheering for you. But once again in the finals, and just a bit shy after such a great win in Val Gardena, super champion.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I've been in the finals here a few times now, but there's always either an Italian guy, Ted, or a French guy that's way too strong, and usually Ted. So the best guys are the best, and that's the way it's supposed to be. So good job, Ted.
Getting closer every year, man. We're going to see it next year, maybe, eh? And Luca, super fast. Great day, man. Tell us how it went.
Yeah, last year I was second, and this year second. I hope so next year I can win.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And Christoph, first time here to the Rockfest. Fantastic skiing, man. Really great. So good to have you here. What'd you think of the whole thing?
Yeah, thank you. It's perfect to stay here with the guys. I hope soon also in the World Cup, so it's amazing for me today. Nice.
Oh, great job. And Mr. GS, the superstar with all the cash, taking it back home for Christmas. Tell us what you did.
Oh man, that's an awesome Christmas present, that's for sure. You know, this hill is a lot of fun. You know, for what the weather was, the hill was awesome. It was a lot of fun to ski, and I felt like, especially in that final, I put together a pretty kick-ass run in order to beat these guys. So I'm really happy I could do that.
Yeah, it was something special to see. Thank you so much, all of you guys. I can't thank you enough. Always a pleasure to watch you guys ski. You're all super champions. And we take our hat off to Ted Ligety. Once again, all of you guys, amazing performance.
Well, a spectacular performance from Ted Ligety and a well-earned break for all of our top alpine ski racers. But the Eurosport ski team will be back and resume World Cup business on the 28th and 29th of December. There'll be men's downhill racing in Bormio, Italy, and women's technical ski racing in Lienz in Austria. Congratulations to Phil McNichol and his team. A great race. From Nick Fellows and Eurosport ski team, Merry Christmas, and we'll see you on the 28th. It's goodbye for now.